Sometimes you have a business and your business name changes, or something forces you to change your business name. And you have to really think about the financial implications of that change, not only at the legal level, but also at the financial level. So, in today's conversation, I want to talk to you about how to handle a business credit card when your business name changes. So, here's an overview I want you to pay attention to, boss. So, let's go back to the origins, so to speak. Why would a business name change take place in the first place? Well, the thing here is that you got to really understand that there is a constellation of reasons a business can change its name. Here are just a few. The business merges with another business. An entrepreneur sells his or her business and the new owner prefers a different name. It changes its focus and a new name better reflects that new positioning or new repositioning. There is a need for a new name to avoid brand confusion, and we know that if you are in an industry where brand plays an important role and customers associate themselves with the brand that resonates with them, you want to make sure you have the right name, right? By the way, boss, welcome back to the show. Really appreciate having you here. And I just want to quickly continue giving you the reasons why your business might change its name. There is a legal challenge to the current name, like people are saying that somebody else is saying that this is my name, and you say no, this is my name, blah blah blah. And so instead of going to court and losing and just wasting a lot of cash on lawyers and the court process, you just say, you know what, my ass is out of here. I'm going to change my name. So this could be a possibility where you'll find yourself changing your business name. And the business has been associated with negative publicity or controversy. Stuff happens, right? You run a business, everything is fine, and one day, boom, stuff happens, and the good name you have been building for years is just like in shatters right now. We all know how reputation goes. You take many years, you take 10 years, you take 20 years to build it, and you take 20 seconds to lose it. So if that happens, you might want to change your business name. And if you simply want a brand refresh, this could also be a possibility. This could be a possibility for you to change your business name. Okay. So what happens here is that, let's talk about what happened if your business name on your credit card is different from the new name. So I'm going to talk to you about how to change it, and do you need to in the first place. Here's the approach I really want you to think about. So what happens to business credit cards when a business name changes? So sometimes nothing happens to your business credit card when you change your company's name. So, it depends. You may be able to simply continue to use your small business credit card as it is. This is typically the case when a business name change is minor, or when you get a fictitious name but the main business name remains the same. However, there are times when you may need to request a replacement credit card with the correct legal name, and this often happens when the name change is more serious or permanent. By the way, boss, let me quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to handle a business credit card when your business name changes. Now, sometimes the situation might be also related to your state. So every state, like as you probably know, or you don't know, but states regulates banking. States regulate credit card activity, credit card issuance and management, all that kind of stuff. So your state might have a stricter laws than other states. So you always want to make sure that you comply with whatever is available in your state in terms of regulations. And there are situations where you may need to close the business credit card altogether and open a new account. This is most common when the business has a legal name change and the old name will no longer be used. Okay. And so you always want to check with your credit card company first to find out what you need to do. And let me give you an example. Based on our research, we have found that US Bank, for example, instructs cardholders with business credit cards to contact customer service for a minor name change, 2 letters or less, or to submit a name change request by fax or mail for changes or more than 2 letters. And legal documentation is required for name changes. And if you maintain the same business name but add a fictitious name, DBA, you may be able to continue to use the card you have. If you close your business or reopen under a new business structure because you have formed, let's say, an LLC or C corporation or AS corporation, you may need to reapply. So this is important. So when we have a more fundamental change, you may need to reapply. Again, your card issuer can instruct you on the steps you need to take. Here is a bonus for you. I really want you to really take this. So how to prevent a name change from affecting your credit score? And this is so important because when we speak about business credit cards, when we speak about personal credit cards, you always have the element of FICO. You always have FICO score, your FICO score, FICO report hanging around, So how a name change will impact your business credit will depend on the types of account listed on your business credit reports in the first place. So when it comes to business credit cards, for example, most card issuers report to at least one business credit bureau. So this can be not PayDex, it can be Dun & Bradstreet, it can be Experian, or it can be Equifax, or even the fourth service like the FICO SBSS. Okay, and most business credit cards do not appear on consumer credit reports unless you default. So if everything is fine, they're not going to report anything at all. They only report negative, or I would say unfavorable information. It is what it is. So if you simply change the name of your business credit card, it may not affect your business credit at all. In many cases, the commercial credit bureaus can accommodate a business name change fairly seamlessly. Here I'm talking about the top three though: Experian, Equifax, and Dun & Bradstreet. But it's really important to remember that if your business has an official name change, the business credit report will list the new business name as well as the previous name. And this is similar to the way a former name is reflected on an individual's credit file when they get married, for example. And one thing I want to say here is that when we talk about overall, the takeaway from this section is that a name change is not going to affect your credit score that much. It may affect some parts of your credit reports, but the score itself is not going to be it's not going to change because of a name change. We all know that business credit scores and it's really important to understand. I want to really dig a little deeper here. Here is what you need to do in terms of contacting the major business credit reporting agencies about a name change. And this, you have to do this systematically, because if you don't do it, nobody's going to do it for you. So for Dun & Bradstreet, what we have found in our research is that Dun & Bradstreet does not require business owners to notify them on a name change unless there is a change of ownership. So it's really important to understand that Dun & Bradstreet, if there's an equity, change, the ownership change, the percentage of the stakeholders, the stakes there are in the business, then yes, Dun & Bradstreet wants you to contact them. So actually, you can contact Dun & Bradstreet through their website. What about Experian? Well, Experian recommends small business owners use its website businesscreditfacts.com for report updates if needed. So you can search for your business for free, and if you see information that needs to be changed, you'll need to verify your identity, then submit the change online. So everything happens online. Sometimes they will allow you to submit changes through fax, but usually they love to have things online with Experian. By the way, boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to handle a business credit card when your business name changes. And so for Dun & Bradstreet, you saw what happened. For Experian, you saw what happened. What about Equifax? Now, Equifax does not require a business owner to report a name change, provided that business uses the same credit accounts and does not use a different tax ID number. If your business does change tax ID numbers, Equifax does not provide a simple way to submit a name change request. Okay, you just have to contact them and actually ask for the name change to happen automatically. So, bottom line here is that Equifax really cares about the name change if it affects your EIN. What about another another database here, LexisNexis. They do not require your business to report the new name. They're fine with that. And so again, even if they don't require you to report anything, you want to proactively contact them and just let them know about the change. Now, let me give you the steps I want you to really pay attention to right now. I want to give you a few steps to take when it comes to changing your business name on your business credit card. Okay, if you do change your business name, here are the steps you want to take. So, first thing first, but this will depend on your state though. You want to notify your state Secretary of State, Department of Corporations, or a similar agency with which your business is registered, right? Every state has a different department, but you have to make sure that you contact the right authorities to let them know about the changes. And you may be able to file a fictitious business name. The DBA is called DBA, doing business as, or you may need to change the business name officially. And that agency can provide you with detailed instructions if you are. So, it really depends again on the legal structure under which you are currently registered. Are you a sole proprietorship? Are you an LLC? Are you an LP? Are you a partnership? Are you a corporation? A C corporation or S corporation? It really depends. And if you are operating as a sole proprietorship with no legal entity, a fictitious business name may suffice. So that's number one. So number one, you want to notify your state Secretary of State or a similar agency. Number two, you want to notify the IRS if necessary. So you need to notify the IRS if necessary. The IRS website has an entire page devoted to name change instructions, and the situation might change depending on the particulars of your case. So, and the thing is, in some cases, there are some companies that have different names based on the state they are incorporated in. So this is a special situation here. You're gonna have to talk to authorities in each state in which your business is doing business, like your business is operating. So you are clear about the steps to take. Like for example, you have if you have a business name that changes based on the state, they could say Fitness and Fitness New York, Fitness Delaware, Fitness Connecticut, Fitness Maryland. So if you have such a naming model, you need to make sure that you talk to the authorities in each state when you are present to see what the conditions are. Okay, this is really important. The third thing I want you to do here is to identify whether your business needs a new EIN. And when we talk about EIN, we're speaking about employer identification number. And this is essentially a nine-digit number, a nine-digit number, if you will, number that the IRS issues your business to be able to track your tax information. It's kind of similar to your social security number, if you want to think about it that way. And one thing we have seen here is that the IRS publishes a helpful guide you can use to determine whether you need a new EIN. Okay. And the thing here is that, again, it's all about, the question is, if you think of an EIN as a social security number, do you change your social security number all the time, or this is a one-time thing, right? So think about that. So you can think of an EIN as the equivalent of your business's social security number. And the fourth thing I want you to do here is to notify lenders, vendors, and card issuers. So if you have business loans or credit cards in the old name of your business, you will want to contact those lenders for instructions on how to operate and how to update your name with them. And what I want to say here is that you want to be really prompt in notifying your lenders. You want to be prompt in notifying them, and you want to contact them through phone. I mean, sometimes based on what we have seen, it's a lot easier to contact them by phone or even go to a branch. If you are having a relationship with a bank and you are lucky enough to live in the vicinity of a branch, it's just a lot better to have an appointment and just go there and explain your situation, and they will take care of it right away. If you're not close to a branch, what you want to do here is that you want to call them up. And the thing is, when you call them up, whomever you speak to on the phone, You want to take their name, first name, last name, and you want to record, not record, but you want to note, you want to make notes of the conversation. This is really important because sometimes there are timing cutoffs. There are time cutoffs within which you need to report the name change. If you if you want to qualify for benefits, for some credit card benefits, you need to report your name change as soon as possible, not within a month or within 2 months, but as soon as it happens. Next thing I want you to do right now is to contact your financial institution to update your business bank account with the new information. So you have to contact your credit union, you have to contact your bank. Okay. Now, if you have a large national bank such as Chase, Citi, Wells Fargo, or Bank of America, just give them a call. Give them a call, and what will happen here is that the rep you speak to, whatever info they take, they will help disseminate that info into the whole database at the national level. But if you have, let's say, a local bank, a state bank, it's just a lot better to go to the nearest branch, again, sit down with the rep and have the conversation fixed there. Because some of those what we call lower tier banks, they don't have the resources to invest in technology that helps them track certain things at the I would say at the state level or federal level. And if you need to change your business checking account, you might want to order checks with the new name too. And don't forget to update the name on your business debit card as well. And you also want to update and or forward your website's address and or social media accounts to reflect the new name. Okay, and so there may be other steps you need to take, such as updating an intellectual property registration, property titles or registration, etc. And in some cases, you will need to provide legal documentation of your name change, which may include articles of amendment, a business license, or other legal documentation verifying the official change. So it really, going back to what I said, it really depends on your state authorities, the laws and regulations on the books in your state, and how you intend to play the system, how you intend to comply with the system while also getting what you want real fast. It's really important to understand that when we talk about a business name change, if you have open liabilities, those liabilities will not extinguish simply because you change your business name. No, they'll still be there. There are provisions in the law that allows you to keep making payments even though you change the names. Okay, so it's really important to have that into consideration, to think about it that way, because we have received a lot of viewer emails who say, I can just change my names and I'm fine. The debt will be a thing of the past. It doesn't work that way. So yeah. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to handle a business credit card when your business name changes. So I gave you the overview, the approach, the bonus, the steps, and the recap. Thank you. God bless you. I'll speak to you another time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.